Hey everyone, we're well into February now, so I'm going to sow some seeds. There's quite a bit I'm sowing today. I was going to do a few little different videos, but I thought, well, the sun's popped out for a bit. It is really cold in here. Well, it's actually about 8 degrees in here at the moment. So I've loads to sow, but I need to be extra careful now because I may have lost my onions. I don't know. They're not looking too well. It's partly my own fault, really, because they've been out here. They've been okay. I have a thermometer in here, but I also have a little thermometer which sends a signal up to my room, so I can just keep an eye on temperature. Well, I should have changed the batteries really, so it gives you a false reading. So I came out here this morning to look at them, and it got down to -4 in here last night. So they weren't very happy. I have sold some Brassica'S about 6-7 days ago. They've been inside, and I brought them out yesterday, and I took them in last night. So thank God they're okay. They're coming out just in the daytimes, just to try and avoid them getting too leggy. So all there is just some of the Clapton and the Durham Earlies. But see how they go. Cause it's been cold today, so I just need to sort of keep going through that thing of bring them out in the day, take them in at night, and just get into that habit instead of sort of sitting down thinking, oh, it'll be all right, and just come out and check it, you know, because it's I sold all them onions, what was it, 16th of January, so it's like nearly a month of growth time. If they've all gone, I've lost that month, but it happens to everyone, new and experienced, it's just one of them things. It's a risk you take when you try and sell stuff early and you haven't got heated areas, if you know what I mean. So it's dripping everywhere in it at the moment because it's still currently frozen in the polytunnel. So we'll get on. I'm going to do some of the Hilda'S mixed sweet peas. I've sown a tray. I'm going to sow another tray now so you can see what I do. I've got another camera here. I did film the other day, but this camera up here was being stubborn, so I hope I've got it sorted now so I can actually put this footage online, because I was going to do the video of the other Brassica'S there, because you do all the Brassica'S exactly the same. So also I've got tomatoes, some more Brassica'S, the broccoli and some cabbage, some lettuce, some spring onions, some rocket, I think. There's so many. I put it all in a tin ready, so try and get prepared a bit. So I'm just going to fill this. There's a bit of dry stuff on here, I threw it in there before, so I'll fill this seed tray up here. It's just same as I've used, same mix I had when I did the other video. It's just been sat in this tub. I took it in last night. Oh, sun's out, so it might not be brilliant lighting, I don't know. But I can't get the camera down the other end. But yeah, I took the compost in last night, so it's had overnight to sort of just take the chill off it and that. These are going to be going indoors, all these. I'm not leaving them out here because it has been quite exceptionally cold, really, through January and into February. So just drop it down like so, just to sort of let it settle under its own weight. Well, it's a bit like what it does when it's in the natural world. Gets rained on and weathered down, just speeds that process up. So I'm not going to film sowing, filling every tray. I'll do this one and then I'll load everything up ready. I'm just using these. You see me do these before. I'll just fill them up to the top and then get another one and press it down, and then we'll actually get onto the sowing of everything then. I was intending to do lots of short videos, but I just think sometimes, setting the gear up or the cameras for one little item, I tend to do things not little and often. I tend to just sort of like do it in one big hit, because this is the seeds I'm sowing now will fill up the majority of my allotment, so it's surprising what they can all come to. Just give them make sure they're all sort of patted down a bit. I have soaked my sweet pea seeds. They've had overnight in some water. You don't have to. I do sometimes, and sometimes I don't. It just speeds it up a little bit, because obviously the swell. So they're the Hilda'S mix. They're exactly the same as what's been sent out to everyone. So thanks again, everyone, for having some. There's been a big demand this year for them. Well, feel free to save some seed and spread it around. So I'm just going to dib holes. I'll check this camera's running. Yep, I think it is. So dib some holes, probably 15-20 mil deep. You know, you can use your finger if you want, or a Sharpie pen or a pencil. I'm just using this dibber because it happened to be in here, which is a nice change. I still haven't found my tops for me bottles that I use for watering, so I've got a drawing pin and punched a lot of holes in the top of the lid. I've ordered some more off Amazon that are coming today, supposedly. I've got a load of stuff to come in the post. You know, I've got some more seeds because the peppers have been really slow. Some of them have only just germinated now. Funnily enough, it seems to be like the ones that my missus got off Amazon as a present for me, little foil packs, they're struggling. But I had some like older patchy seeds, and they were the first to come up. So I'm just going to simply drop one in each one of these. It is tempted to just sort of like pull out the bigger seeds, but I'll just tip in whatever lands in my hand, and they're going in. So you can, there's no special way of doing sweet peas really. You can sort of just shove 2 or 3 in a little 3-inch pot or something like that, or however you like. They're not too fussed. You know, you can grow them like where you trim the growing tip out to encourage side shoots, or just let them grow as they are. For me, it just depends if I can be bothered sometimes to go out and do it. A lot of the time, you know, I'll start doing it and then I'll think, all right, I'll leave them be now. You know, these will be planted out probably end of March, I should imagine. Have I got one in, everyone? Don't know if I put one in there. You know, and even though they've been soaked, them seeds, I can put them in a bit of kitchen roll and they'll dry out again. They'll be okay. I'm just going to make sure these are all down. So they've got a decent bit of contact. Even the water that I've got in that bottle has been kept in the house overnight, because it's important to not be putting something like warm seeds into icy cold compost with cold water and shocking them. Well, a lot of them will probably be okay, you know, but it's just, there's no harm just edging on the side of caution really. But there's still no rush yet, so I might just, because I've got some more seeds, I might give them a few days and see what's perked up and what's, you know, if anything's died off. They might come round, I hope so. I have got more than what I need. It's a shame really, because I had a really good germination rate on the onions, so fingers crossed they'll be okay. Right, I'll give these a bit of a watering now. And me makeshift bottle. And I'll put these on the windowsill in the kitchen. You know, some stuff will come out during the days once it's but they're going to be germinated at sort of room temperature. And then some things will come out here for the natural lights, and things like the tomatoes will go up in the attic under the grow lights. So that's the sweet peas done. So I need some new trays because these are getting knackered now, but I'm too much of a tight ass to go and buy some. I'll wait till they completely fall to bits. Clean my tray. Should have done that really before I watered. Never mind. Keep checking this camera's recording. Yep. Right, so I'll load all these other trays up. Right, loaded everything up now, so we'll start sowing. I'm going to start off with the Brassica'S. So I've got the Calabrese, which is the Quails F1, and the cabbage, which is Golden Acre, also sometimes called Primo 2. I've grown these for quite a few years now, and I'll just keep going back to them. You know, I am going to try some other ones this year. I think I might just fill a seed tray up and with a few different varieties I've got, and just maybe see if I've got a little spare area and do maybe 3 or 4 plants of each, and just see how they get on. And never know, if they do better, they'll become the sort of next sort of stable to grow. So these DT brilliant seeds from anywhere. I don't get paid off anyone or given anything from any companies. You know, so if you're watching, if you want to give us something, then great, get in touch. But I should be so lucky. Right, so multi-purpose compost with the vermiculite in it, same as the usual mix. It's been pre-watered and had about 5 minutes just to drain through, you know, because it saves really putting too much compost on top. Now I'm going to try and spread these a bit more thinly than I did the cauliflower, because there's a load of cauliflower. I usually sort of like space them properly, but I'm just going to broadcast them. You know, so I mean, I don't know how many I'll grow. I might do 8, 16, 24, 32. Just depends. But I have family who grow stuff, so if need be, I can always do a flyby drop off. Any excess seedlings. It's not very often. I don't like throwing things away anyway. But you know, and also I'll prick some out and I'll hold some back in case you lose some, then you've got a bit of a backup crop. You know, which has happened to me before with tomatoes. Luckily, I kept some back. They're a bit leggy and everything, but they did me that season. Well, it's pretty straightforward. So it ended up being probably about 5 to 10 mil deep. It's a Golden Acre. You know, it's already been through a sieve, this compost, but it just helps spread it a bit. Just you don't have to go too mad with the compost over the top, as long as the seeds are pretty well covered. You know, yeah, you can use vermiculite if you want. I'm on the point of running out of compost that I've mixed, you know, 'cause I've just about had enough to fill everything up. Got a little bit just for the tops. I hope the random sweet pea seed there, to watch that. And germinating somewhere. That's near enough. Just kind of level it out a bit. You know, because it's been watered underneath, I won't have to water that. I'll just give it a light press down so it's got a good bit of contact. Simple as that, you know. Give them a week or something like that on the windowsill. They're okay for a couple of, you know, a few days just on the side somewhere, just while the seed's germinating, but it needs a light to start sprouting. Once it's sprouting, get them outside in the daylight so that it stops them getting too warm and too leggy. Tuck them under there. We'll do the old tomatoes next, I think. Right. Clear this up a bit. I usually sow quite a lot of tomatoes, but you know, because there is a shop that sometimes buys them off me, but I'm not too. If I've got any excess, then fine. But I'm not going to grow, you know, like 40 or 50 odd plants. I've pre-made some labels just to save any cock-ups, because it happens. Right there. What have we got here? We've got some Marzano, Moneymaker, Sun Gold, Alicante and Gardener's Delight. There we go. Sun Gold. I have got a packet of Sun Gold in here somewhere, already open. So save opening a fresh pack and leaving these. They should be alright. These are last year's seeds, so they should be okay. These are all getting done pretty much exactly the same. And there's in there four seeds. They're F1, so they're not cheap seeds to be honest, but Sun Gold are good. And I'm just going to try and pop these down. It's quite tricky when you can't really feel your fingers. You know, and I only usually do 3 or 4, so I'll do myself 6 seeds. And then hopefully I'll get at least half of them. Now, the sun's nice and warm when it gets up. Picked 2 seeds up there, so looks like we're going for 7. That's 7 of San Marzano. Just going to lightly press them into the top of the compost, just to make sure they're in contact. That's Sun Gold's done. Next one, San Marzano with Plum Tomato. Usually the last to ripen off, but they're quite quite nice and fleshy. Do the same again with them. Don't mind doing a few more of these because quite a few of these seeds. It has got quite warm in the polytunnel over the last few days. I've had it a couple of times, it's been over 30. Because where I usually have nets on the door here, I've just covered it all with bubble wrap. You know, so the idea is now you start bringing quite a bit of stuff into the polytunnel. And that'll warm up on a sunny day. And then when the temperature drops cold, it'll start to give it back out, you know, hopefully. I'm not doing me potatoes in pots today. Give them another week, I think, and I'll start then. I'm getting rocket I've got, I think. We're on money maker now. Seeds from last year, these. I've got some new ones, but like I say, 'cause it's fairly early. Still plenty of time for tomatoes. I don't mind risking failed sowings, you know, if the seeds have gone duff. You know, I've had tomato seeds keep for donkey's years. There. Try and pick these up. You know, and I'll prick these out when they've got. We'll have the actual seed leaves, the first 2 leaves that come up, and then I'll either prick them out then, or I'll wait until they just start showing signs of the true leaves, big enough to handle really. You know, and then they'll just go into smaller pots, probably like the 7cm pots or something like that. You know, because these aren't actually going to be in their final place till sort of middle of May, start of June. Gardener's Delight, another one of my favourites. No, we're not in a foil bag, these ones. The old Jack goes around again. I don't know if Jack's around. It'd be nice if he came back, but we can only wait and see. I go out and feed him every day anyway. Get a bit of bread and cheese and whatnot. I do miss the little fella. It was a big highlight of last year, Jack was. You know, a bit of a surprise bonus to the year. Check in a second, make sure we're still I'm still going on the overhead camera. Yeah. Just old ball bell phones, that's all they are. Nothing fancy. No, Alicante. Apparently these are still in date. Should one more right down this end. You can do them in a zigzag, which is what I usually do. I usually like to do a couple of rows. You know, but I have done them before now, just in a plain seed tray, and just put a few rows in. Because I say it's only to prick them out with, you know, at a later date. Right, so there's my sieve. What I might do just to try and make this go a bit further. Just got a bit more vermiculite here, just put a bit of vermiculite in it to lighten it up a bit. And these really don't want much cover on these. So these are only pressed down, probably 5mm if that. Do for that. Okay, so give me a sweep off. Shallow there. Then again, just give me a little empty one. If anyone's after these trays, I get them from a local shop, but I've ordered some more online. I can't remember where from now. They're classed like a deep seed tray. I mean, they're about 40mm by 65mm by 20mm, 20 centimetres should I say. So 6.5 centimetres by 44.5 centimetres by 20, something like that. And they fit in a standard tray. Right, so pop them under there. We're not getting any water then, because they should wick it up. If they start to feel dry in a day or two, then I'll probably bottom water them, because I just don't want that seed to rot off. So what are we on next? What's that empty packet? Get rid of that. Spring onions next, I think. Yeah, this spring onions next. And there. A quick clean up. Right, so spring onions. Just got one of these, an old knackered one that's been cut down. Set the camera again. Yep, still going. It's pre-watered. So I've got two varieties here. I've got Guardsman. I don't think I've grown that one before. And Ishikura, which I've grown before many times. So I might do 2 rows of Guardsman and 1 of the Ishikura. So I'm just going to use probably good old finger for diver, just to make an indentation. You know, probably 10mm deep, something like that. If that. going to save one of these. Dripping straight in my tray here. Put that there so I know that that's Guardsman as well. So I can get in the pack. And I'm just going to sow little clusters of seeds, maybe something like 5 or 6. In each sort of cell. Sometimes onion seeds, they like to be a little bit deeper because they're a very hard seed, so they do need to absorb a bit of moisture to split and germinate. Probably more than what I was hoping in there, but never mind. So, one tag for Guardsman. Put that there, like that. And I know this one's going to be Shakura, just this one row. Now, remember, these aren't quite as big as seed, these. Yeah, a lot smaller seed these are. Same again, just little clusters. Like so. And then I'm just going to use a bit of this compost here. I'm not going to sieve it, I'm just going to get, because it's been sieved anyway. Just going to get plonked on like that. And just pat it all down. Not too hard. Just to make sure we've got good contact on everything. Right, so that's another one of them done. Right, do the lettuce and that now. I'll have a quick clear up and then we'll come back to that. Right, we're back and I'm getting proper dripped on now, so the sun's quite high in the sky, so you won't get much picture from there, so I'm just hoping this camera up here is working alright. So we're on lettuce now. I've got some rocket to do as well, but so varieties, I've never grown this one before, this Clarion, I've never grown that before. Grenoble, I've done it once, Grenoble Red. Some Brahmana, it's from Frankie seeds, it's just basically romaine lettuce, and one that I usually grow a lot is Marzano. It's a cut and come again. Most lettuce you can grow as a cut and come again. Thing with lettuce, it's a bit like sowing grass seeds really. You don't have to cover them, but just put a small amount of compost of vermiculite on, don't need much at all. And these are just going to be broadcast. And then they'll be pricked out. Oh God, it's proper dripping in here now. And we've got some, we'll be on Marzano next. These are great, these. If I only had one I could grow, it would be these. Kane likes them, and they last for absolutely months if you use them as cut and come again. You know, so you could probably just get away with about 4 or 5 plants. You know, for a general, if you were just feeding yourself and that's salad every day. But when you've got a tortoise like me, it's like having a goat, so you've got to feed them a fair old bit. this romaine, which is probably, you know, what cane feeds on through the winter. You know, when I've run out, I've got to buy it. You know, they all say you can sow them in February. But the romaine lettuce I tend to probably, you know, some I'll have to come again, you know, but I'll probably let a lot of them go to hearts, and then when Kane's roaming around in the garden, I'll just throw some at him and he can happily eat away. Oh God, there's loads of seeds in here. Right. And all I've used to separate these is I've got some little offcuts off the seed packets. Just split them in between. And then put a little bit of vermiculite in that one just to thin it out a bit more. So, sieve. And just a light dusting on these. That's it. No more than that. A wipe off. Down, make sure everything's in good contact. Same again, not going to water these are all going to go into just a standard propagator tray and lid, little tiny thing, so I can just about fit 5 of them in one of the trays. I've just cleared a windowsill in the kitchen, so there'll be trays galore in there. We'll go for rocket now. This is the Artemis F1. First came across these because I got sent them free, you know, when I ordered some seeds last year or the year before, and Mrs. loved them, so I didn't mind, to be honest. But the thing is with rocket, they're a tiny seed, really tiny. You know, sometimes with rocket you want to wait till March really, but it doesn't like hot weather, rocket, so you know, it's some of them, if you've got a shady area in the garden, it will do better there once the season gets in full swing. And these will just get spaced probably 9 inches to a foot in all directions apart when they go out and get planted out. But I'll say everything of this will get pricked out into individual trays. Same again with that, hardly anything. When you're dealing with stuff like these small seeds, it's kind of like twice the depth of the seed really. Just with a quick flash over, and that's your lot. It's a bit like when you do petunia seeds, they're small as well. Same with strawberry seeds, you can get away with just put a little tray under your pot, and the compost will just take up what water it needs, and you'll have enough of that. You know, but that, because it's wet anyway, that'll dampen off because it'll suck a bit of water out of the other compost. And I've probably got, after all that sowing, about a cupful of compost left, which will do me. So that's everything now, for a bit anyway. Like I said, there'll be potatoes, and I might have a look, see what other cauliflower, see what the sowing dates like are on that. And they'll probably be done next week or two, because potatoes are chitting away at the moment on windowsill. And we'll take a look back at these, and hopefully they're still all right. Garlic, it's got roots poking out the bottom of the pots. Some of them have sprouted. I Can't get them out because they're in them big blue trays that I sowed them in, covered with bubble wrap. So hopefully they'll be alright. Right, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next video. See you now, bye bye.